I'd like to introduce to you Matthew Ridenhour. He formed the Tea Parties in Charlotte and wants a 2-minute message for you.
And I will stick to that 2 minutes, I promise. Everybody hear me okay? I don't really use the mic too often, so they always kind of make me a little nervous. Appreciate the opportunity to come up here just for a second and tell you, share what's been on my heart and mind. 8 years ago yesterday, our enemy of freedom and liberty, brought the fight to our door. It was a cowardly act of war which roused the nation and stirred the passions of its people. And now 8 years later, a new enemy is threatening the liberty and freedom of our people. And now again it has stirred the passions and hearts and minds of its people. Yet this time the enemy is not in a far away foreign land. That's what I'm trying to say. The enemy instead this time comes from within our own borders, from within our very capital, and from among our very own people. The good book says that our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities of darkness. And so likewise, this battle is not against Democrats or Republicans, nor is it simply a battle against taxes and spending, or cap and trade, or universal health care. Instead, this battle is against statism, big government, and against the very heavy hand of tyranny itself. The claws of statism are threatening to clip the wings of freedom. There are several hundred of you gathered here this afternoon. Several hundred gathered here while thousands upon thousands are staying at home. Hundreds stood while others sat aside. And maybe it's because I went to the Charlotte Greek Festival last night, but I can't help but think back about those 300 Spartans at the Battle of Thermopylae. 300 held off an army of thousands. And like them, you have the opportunity today to go forward. To go forward, take the battle to the enemy. Fight it on their doorstep. Take the battle to Raleigh. Take it to Monroe. Take it to Charlotte. Take it to wherever the enemy is found. We are outnumbered. It will be an uphill fight. But don't let that ever cause you concern. Instead, be resolved by the words of Samuel Adams. It does not take a majority to prevail, but rather a small, tireless minority intent on lighting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. Powerful words when you really think about it. It does not take a majority to prevail, but a small, tireless minority intent on lighting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. I see before me a small, tireless minority who's willing to go forward and take the fight to the enemy against big government and against statism. And in closing, do not worry about our success or possible consequences of failure, because win, lose, or draw, our place will never be amongst those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat, but rather our place will always be at the seat of the table with Adams and Jefferson and Washington. Thank you very much.
If we could get him excited and involved, we would have a dynamic experience, would we not? Thank you so much, Matthew Ridenhour. I want to take this moment to call your attention to the fact that Christian Grieve portrayed President Jackson. Give him another round for a splendid, splendid speech. We have time for one more song, Debbie. This time, I do believe it's God Bless America.
God bless America, the land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her my